Hi, and welcome back to Craft Along with Jay. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Yetta, and I am so happy you could join me today. Today is day 9 of the 12 Days of Christmas collaboration, and this theme today is Christmas song themed DIY. The hosts are Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY and Jackie from Crafting in Mimi's World. And don't forget to check out the playlist in my description box once you're done with this video. Okay, for this project, I got a sheet of music notes right here. It's the 12 Days of Christmas. And I am gonna um, go over my little wood round here with my Elmo's glue stick and attach my scrapbook paper on top. And I'm doing this in sections, so I'm doing um, about a third of the way, I think, with the glue stick, and then I'll add my paper because this glue like dries up so quickly on this wood. So yeah, I'll add my paper and make sure I smooth it down really tight, so especially around the edges, so it's not going anywhere and it's not going to lift. And then once I've done that, I'll go back in with some more glue and do another section. And then once I've done that, I'll do the last section right here and then attach my little scrapbooking paper. And then I'm just making sure it's smooth all the way. And then once that glue is dry, I'll go ahead and use my little sanding block and just sand around the edges to get the excess paper off. And then once I've done that, I'm gonna attach this beaded wreath hanger from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna hot glue that into place. And it's okay, it doesn't fit perfectly, but we're gonna cover that up. So if there's a little edge around all the way around, it's okay. It's not a problem. We're gonna cover that up. Even if we didn't, it didn't look bad at all. So, but we are. We're gonna make this Christmassy. So I'm just doing like, I think it's like every other bead or so. I'm just trying to hold it down on the other side because it kept lifting. So about, yeah, about every other bead will be fine. And it will hold it in place. I didn't have any problems with it. And here we're gonna cover it with some of this greenery picks around the edge right here. Just give it a little extra Christmassy and we cover up that edge around. And it ends up looking really nice. I really, really like it. And I'm just gluing it onto the beads. And then I just press it in. So a little dab of glue on the beads and then press it in. And I do um, add glue to every bead that goes around that's gonna attach the little greenery. And the good thing with these picks are they are bendable, so you can easily adjust them to fit around a circle shape. And we're just gonna add the glue just to hold them in place. And right here at the ends, they're a little bit uh, tougher to hold in place, so I end up using uh, some of the Dollar Tree clips to hold it in there, just until the glue dries completely. Otherwise, I can sit and hold it for quite some time. So you'll see that here in a minute. That I was kind of struggling with the edges right here. You see how they kind of keep popping up. So, but we'll fix that here in a minute. When I get smart enough to pick up one of these little clips from the Dollar Tree. Yep, there we go. It took me a minute to get tired of holding it in place. And then I keep working around. I think I used about close to three picks right here to make it all the way around. I just have to cut a little piece off here at the end. And I think I cut a little bit more off. No, I made it work. And then we'll just let that sit for a minute and let it dry completely. Oh, there, I did cut a little piece off. Then I'm going to make a bow with this poinsettia ribbon, and I'm making 3 different sizes right here in length, because that's going to make 3 different loops at different sizes. And here I'm going to cut a piece for the tail of my bow. I didn't want it too long, so the piece is a little bit on the smaller side, and I'm just folding it in half and scrunching it up in the middle. And these are wired, so I just pull them downwards and they'll stay there. And those are my tails. Then we'll start working on the loops. I'll just add some glue across the edge of the ribbon, and then we'll add the other side on top, like so. And then we'll just put it down and flatten it out. And I'll do the same thing for the other two. So this is the medium-sized bow. Add some hot glue across and add overlapping it with the other end of the ribbon and smush it down. You can see it is 2 different sizes. And then we'll do the exact same thing with the last piece of ribbon. And that's going to be the larger bow, or larger loops on the bow. And here I'll add the other two on top. Lay it down. Kind of work with my placement of my loops here. Got my jute twine ready, and then I'm going to scrunch it up in the middle. And then take my jute twine, and I'm going to tie that on the back side of my bow. I think I double knotted it before I added the tail. And then we'll add the tail on here. Just make sure you put it face down so that way when you flip it over, they're all going to be right side up on the bow. And here I'm just adjusting the tails, and then I'll give it 2 tight knots right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold the tails and cut them at an angle from the folded side. And that creates the ducktails. And then we're going to floof up the bows, up the loops. And I'm not going to show you all of them because I spend a lot of time fluffing up my bows. That's just something so satisfying about that. But yeah, I finally got it. And then I'm going to add some glue to the top of my little wood round. And I'm going to add my bow. And then I got these poinsettias. They're rather big, so I'm just going to use one. I'm trying to figure out the placement. I did have to cut a little bit of the stem off in the back. And then I'm just going to add some hot glue and add that down at the bottom. And then fluff up my bows again because I had that clip in there, so mess with my bow. And then I think I added it. I'm not sure if I added a hanger to the back or not, but there it is. Let me know what you think. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I didn't add a hanger. I'm going to use it as a stand, as a shelf sitter. So if you made it all the way to the end with me, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and check out that playlist in my description box. Until next time.